Hello everyone, welcome to Downtown Tailoring. I know that you liked the video about invisible mending. In today's video, I'm gonna show you step by step the viral trend on invisible mending on knit. You're welcome. Let's go! Here you go. This is the sweater I have. It has the regular knitting stitch, and this method works very well for this kind of knitting. It comes in every size, it doesn't matter, but when you have a hole like this, what you have to take in account is that for it to work, you have to try to find the same kind of yarn as the original. Same in color and same in the material as well. Like for example, if you can see, they are pretty much really different, and sometimes you can trick it a little bit. For example, in this case, what I'm gonna do is to use it double, and sometimes double is not the best. Sometimes you should use like one and then one thread to the second one. So you just have to try until you see that the yarn is really similar. So I'm threading the biggest needle I could find, and you need a very generous amount of yarn. Something very important that we have to take in account is the pattern. So for example, when you see the knit, you can see like a kind of chain stitches vertical if you want. Like if you see, you can kind of divide the lines in two columns. So if you take two columns like these two, they come from up to down. But if you take these two, then they do exactly the opposite. They go up. This is very important. So in my case, what I'm gonna do is to try to find the two going down and not going up. So I'm gonna thread my crochet needle because I want to kind of secure all those loops that are loose. So I'm gonna go through all the loops that I have, and I'm gonna tie everything together. Then after everything is done, you can put an interfacing or something, but this is crucial at the beginning because that will prevent any unraveling. But I'm trying to not pull too much, just enough, so it doesn't lose the shape. So as I said before, we are going to choose our column double, and we are going to make sure that the inclined stitch are going down. And this is how we are going to start. I'm going to start, like far enough that I know that I will cover everything. And I'm going to pull the thread, and I'm going, of course, to leave a little bit of tail for the finish after. And then I'm going to go far enough again, find a good column. So I'm going to go from there to there. And I'm going to insert again my needle through the loops. And remember, they have to be more or less at the same height. It will give you a way better result, but it doesn't matter. Don't be too picky about that neither. Then for the second round, I'm gonna go just above the next loop. And as you can see, I'm going eye first to not pinch the knit. But if you want, you can just use the crochet needle, and the crochet needle does the job. I prefer the regular needle because it's more firm. So I'm gonna go to the other side, and I'm gonna pull my material, but as you can see, I'm leaving a good tail that it will be twice of the distance in between the two columns. Now we are going to the above loop, and then I will keep going, repeating the same until I cover the entire hole. And this is what I have now. You see? It's very nice. I'm gonna do one more, but just the first part. Now, if you have like a crochet needle, it will be a great idea to use it. And now my next step is very crucial. I'm gonna count how many columns I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I'm gonna count it at the top too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You see, this is very important because sometimes we can do like everything crooked, and that will prevent that. So I'm gonna go in my first column, and I don't have the right hook, but it's okay. and I'm gonna go underneath, and then I'm gonna pull the first line of thread that I have. Remember, if I pull a little bit, I pull from the left and not from the right. And then I'm gonna go. Have you crocheted before? It's very easy. You just have to take with the hook a little bit of thread and then pass it through the loop, and that's it. And then you keep doing that, hooking, 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 until you go to the last one, and then you don't have any more. It's important that you try to mimic the same size as your sweater. Now what I need to do is to take the tail that I had, and then I'm gonna pass it through my last loop. And then when I do that, I'm gonna go to my column, the one that I'm working on, and then I'm gonna pass my thread underneath that loop, and then I'm gonna go back to my original loop, and then I'm gonna pass it from the top to the left, the needle. And that's it. I'm just leave it like that. And then I'm gonna count again how many now I have, and I have now 5, and I'm gonna count from the left to the right above until my second column, and then I'm gonna go and do exactly the same. I'm gonna start by inserting my crochet hook in between my hole to grab the yarn, and then I'm gonna go and do hook, hook, hook until I go until the end. When I go to the end, I'm gonna do exactly the same. I'm gonna take my yarn, pass it through my loop, then go to the sweater loop, and then I'm going back to my loop again from above. And I have my second column done, and now I have 3 more to go. And then, as you can see, it's very good to count, because if you don't count, you can get confused and insert the hook in a wrong hole. That's why it's very important to count. I finished this one, and now I have just 2 more to go, and I'm gonna do exactly the same. I don't have too much thread left in my needle, but I will tell you what we are gonna do. Don't worry about it. Now I have 3 more to go, and then I'm gonna just insert, and I'm gonna do exactly the same. Now I have the problem that my needle is too short. Don't worry about that. You just need to anchor another set of thread, and then you are gonna do exactly the same. Now I have 3 tails instead of 1. We are almost there. Now I have just 2, and 2 is way easier to count, and I can do very easily. So now I'm gonna do the last one, and if you were very lucky, when you do the last one, you pretty much are gonna pull all the rest of the thread that you were leaving. But if you don't pull all of it, it will be okay. It doesn't really matter. I will show you later what to do to fix that. So I finished everything. I have just 2 little loop of thread, but it was pretty good. So the measurement of twice of the size is a very good measurement. Then I'm gonna finish in the same way as I did before, and now I have my mending ready, and I just have to just hide all those tails the same way that you do when you are knitting or crocheting. I bet that all of you guys are better than me doing those things. Let me know, guys, in the comment if you like knitting and crochet. I don't like so much knitting, but I love crochet. Make sure that your new knit is pretty much very similar. And something that I wanted to say is that in this case I use the yarn double, but if you have a thinner knit, then what you have to do is to split the yarn. So for example, in that case, I used 2 of the 3 thread, and I had a lot of extra tails. And let me show you what you have to do. You just have to go in, and then you pull all the extra knit, and then you can knit it inside of your yarn, and that's it. You have to do the same you did before, but you are gonna do it inside. When you reach the last one, then you take the thread that you had in your needle, and you can pull it like if you were crocheting, the same way. and that's it. You see, now you have a secure thread, and this is what it will look. Of course, I did it in another color so you can see, and then you are gonna hide all your yarn, going in the regular way that is done. And here you go, you see, you have it. It doesn't matter if it's small, if it's too big. You kind of try to match it because it's almost impossible to find exactly the same yarn at the sweater bot store. If you did your sweater with the yarn that you regular buy, then it will be way easier. And here you go, this is the result. And that was all for today. And remember that tomorrow we are launching our e-course on patterning. Check the link in the description box to see our official trailer, and come back tomorrow for the link to sign up. I hope that you like this video. If you like this video, please give us a like and don't forget to subscribe, share, comment. Bye!